hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, entertainers? So today I'm coming to you guys with another video. We're going to be doing Hollywood Hot Topics. Before I get started, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this video. So Andy Cohen, you guys, has now spoken about how he feels about the whole Wendy situation in regards to her arrest. He spoke about it on his show, Radio Andy, and he says that he's a little disappointed. Okay, she said she always led with her education, strong family values. I'm hoping this is awesome, big nothing.
I found out about
and it wasn't like great. You know what's crazy? Radio's Andy's voice irritates me, but I could watch him on Watch What Happens Live all day. But his radio voice gets on my nerves because it's a lot of like this. You know what I'm saying? Am I the only one? I'm like, oh, get to the point.
The charges against Wendy and Eddie Osefo on Friday morning, and there's not much that I can say. I know nothing of the charges more than you guys do, than what I've read. I'm sad about this. I'm really sad about this. And, you know, Wendy is just, you know, I'm a Wendy fan, and she has been a great housewife and a great role model for, she's always led with education, and
but like Stacey, she will rise,
and her solid family values. And so that's what, you know, I'm really thinking about her and her family, and I'm certainly hoping that this is all some big, you know, nothing. And by the way, last night's Watch What Happens Live, we had taped that before I went to LA.
Yeah, because Watch What Happens Live, you guys, is not live. I was a guest on Watch What Happens Live before. Not a main guest, but like, you know, one of the caller-ins. I will say, to me, at least he showed her grace. There's a lot of people not giving her grace in this situation. And I think it has to do with a lot of factors. She has not also always shown grace to people that are down on their luck. Although I don't think she's made fun of everybody down on their luck, she's been very harsh in her judgment in regards to people down on their luck, like a Ashley, like a Karen. Okay. The person, though, that I feel as if that is doing a little bit too much is Ashley. I thought you guys were cool. From what I see on this season, it seems like you guys are at least on somewhat of good terms. So did you guys end off the season in bad terms? Because I don't get it. To me, Ashley is being a little bit too braggadocious and too keying about the situation, more so than a Giselle, who to me really could have been going in. You have to be really careful what you say and do when somebody's really down and out, because one day you too could be in that position. So that whole laughing and cackling and key Ashley is doing, I don't find it cute at all. At all. And it makes me look at her like icky, because it's like, damn, girl, like her, because you got to understand, Wendy's career is ruined. She has no credibility after doing something like this. You literally try to finesse. So it's like, it's one thing to try to make, to try to cheat the government to make it seem like as if, you know, maybe you're making less or something to that effect, but to try to get money that's not rightfully yours, that's a whole nother ball game. So to me, that's where Wendy sort of faults in this whole situation, because she tried to be more greedy than what even allowed it to be. So when it comes to her being on the show, she still deserves to be on the show, in my opinion. If Jen Shah, if Teresa Judice could freaking go to jail, come back and be on the show, Teresa Judice was able to do that, Wendy should be able to do the same thing. Pure point blank. I'm not even being a big Wendy fan, because as of lately, the last few seasons, I've seen that she's not who she says she is. Like, she's a little bit more of a mean girl than I thought she was. Now, this season of Potomac, I will say, is very hard to watch. It's like Mean Girl Central. Everybody's fighting for camera time. What the fuck? Am I the only one that peeps that? Like, it's like they're hungry for the camera time. They're like fishing for it. I'm like, whoa, y'all need to pipe down. Like, what's the updo with this whole season? It's a little off-putting to me. And one of the people that's doing it is Wendy, Ashley, Giselle. The way they've been treating Stacey is having a good old laugh with her feet up, rightfully so, because of the way that you guys have been treating her this season. Y'all are low-key bullying this lady over her breath, which, by the way, although it's a good key and all, people with bad breath, it could be due to a lot of reasons. Because they could be having bad breath due to bulimia. They could be having bad breath due to a stomach ulcer. It could be a health reason. Sometimes it's just not because they're a dirty, funky how. Sometimes it is. But in this instance, I feel like it may not be. Okay? I think, though, Wendy being silent as much as she has been for these past few days is the right thing to do. I don't think she should be doing any media. I don't think she should be going out and about, because they're going to use all of that in conjunction to her. If you guys have not noticed, one of the rings that she claimed was stolen was seen not only on the first episode, but the second episode. The scene to where she is sitting down with Kierna, and Kierna is telling her grievances about how she doesn't like the fact that she's talking to her, that she doesn't acknowledge her and all of that stuff. Wendy has that big poofy dress and she's sitting with her legs crossed and her hand on her knee. That ring was the one that she claimed was stolen. So it's like time and time again, it's just making her look worse and worse and worse. And I'm talking about this scene at the top. I just know that Wendy's mother is literally praying for day sun up and sun down, rightfully so, because she's really going to need it. The amount of years she could spend behind bars over this is astronomical, okay? Because the evidence that's piled up, the thing is, with this case, the evidence is still piling up to the day as we speak, because the episode dropped Sunday night and it shows her with the ring on camera. So not only they have picture evidence, they have video evidence where they could then ask Bravo legally, when was this filmed, which then shows and further proves, and I hate to be the damn 911 and feds, which then proves that's when she had the ring after the robbery, the burglary. It's sad. It really is sad, because it's like she really didn't do her due diligence, girl. If you're gonna commit a crime, girl, do your due diligence. She didn't do it. Okay, she didn't, and it was the overly amount of greed that she had. Okay, now do I think some of the girls should all get together and hold her accountable? Yes, because you wanna know why? You did the same thing to Monique. Okay, what I don't agree with is them making fun of her in public on social media. That part I don't like. But when it comes to holding her together, holding her accountable on camera in scenes, that needs to be done. Because you were the same one that sat there and you was talking all that crap to Monique, talking about you're not even remorseful about what you did. You're a mother, basically trying to like demean her. And now look at your position right now. Okay. Now it looks as if Andy, you guys, speaking of Andy, he's getting a lot of backlash over a game they played on Watch What Happens Live, where basically Stacey on Potomac, it's been a whole running joke this season that her breast stank. So they played a game called How Hot is Like Stacey's Breath or something like that. Don't hold your breath. And during this game, it shows a picture, AI video, like a picture of Stacey with her mouth open with green coming out of it, which we all know that means hot breath. Okay, and a lot of people are calling him out on this because they feel like it's incredibly mean, and they feel as if he would not do this to the White Housewives. I do agree, no shade. Andy, come here. You would not have done this to Gretchen. You would not have done this to Tamara. You would never dare do this to Heather Dubrow. Just because Stacey is new, that doesn't negate the fact that when the housewives do certain things and they poke each other on certain things, I don't feel as if production should highlight stuff like that outside of the show. The show to me is fair game, but when it comes to stuff like this, it's doing a little bit too much. This did not need to be done. You don't know what that lady is going through mentally in regards to people literally making fun, millions of people watching her, saying that her breast stank. Like, that's not okay. I just know it's fucking her up mentally because that's something that you can never get rid of. Let me tell you something. Like, that's one of the worst rumors you can have about you. I still said it on this channel a million times. Someone say your breast stink or you stink in general, man, you better off being known as something like a thief than being known as that, because you could never get rid of those rumors or prove those rumors wrong, because not everybody's going to ever come in contact with you. So they're just going to go by the word of mouth of that your breast stank. Okay. Ashley to me is the most pitiful of them all, because now that she's divorced by Michael, she's sitting on this high pedestal in this damn horse that she thinks that she can't be touched, which this is why I'm going to bring this post up. We need to bring Candace back. Candace needs to come back. I will say that Candace needs to come back because Ashley's getting a little bit too bold. She's getting a little bit too comfortable. I don't know who told her, who died and told her that she was, the best of them all. Because you're not. You literally just got rid of Michael. Okay, and not even that. What bothers me with Ashley, with her keying about this so much, please don't act like you were not married to a whole alleged predator. Like, don't do that. That old white man was accused of many things, allegedly, and got away with it, allegedly. And you're just sitting here acting as if you're better than. That's what bothers me, Ashley, because it's like you would have thought just because she divorced Michael, all of her past has been written of and you just forget about it. No, babe, we still remember. Wendy's not innocent, and I'm not sympathetic towards her. I'm more sympathetic towards her kids than her. But don't try to act like your shit didn't stink at one point in time either. And this is why we need Candace back. So I'm saying, I'm not gonna lie. Ashley, I don't care how popular she is, can't stand the woman. Always nosy in any and everyone else's business. Ugh, I miss Candace reading her for filth. I do too. And I think that's what's missing this season is a sense of realness and holding people and reminding people where they came from this season is Candace. Please come back, Candace. Please do us a favor. And I think with Wendy going through what she's going through, because I don't think she's going to be off the show next season. Okay? I don't think she's going to be out the show this season. I think she's going to stay on the show this season, and she's going to need the money regardless. So in order for her to have a calm season with her returning, she needs Candace back to support her, because the girls are going to be on her ass. So bravo, Andy, and bravo. Please do your due diligence and bring Candace back. Give her her fee that she is requesting, because you guys are going to need her. Okay? I'm going to need her. It is what it is. At the end of the day, she didn't bash the network. She still supports the network. She's done press about the network. She's going to be on Traders coming up very soon. Okay? So at the end of the day, we're going to need her back next season. All right? And Ashley, shame on you. Speaking of Ashley, you guys, it looks as if one of her former housewives has something very interesting to say about her. They have claimed, you guys, that she has eaten a cooch, okay? Katie, you guys, from Potomac, tweeted and said, Ashley and I love each other. There is no beef, but she has no cooch. I got to throw a flag. My magical vagine that she told details about. She told Andy that I have a hamster punani on national TV. Now, why would you do that? We got to hit you with the why would you do that? Because of what? A hamster?
Now, I know you ain't doing that. I can't believe you did this. That's why I don't tell you nothing. Because why you do that? Why I do what?
Why you do that? A hamster pussy is crazy. That's a fast pussy. On national TV. She ate it. So I guess she would know. She is just a hater. We love you, Wendy. Katie is one of the wackiest housewives, but she gonna always give us some good tea. Bring Katie back, if we're gonna be honest. Bring Katie back. How about that? Okay? I'm just saying. Now, some people that have came out in support of Wendy have been Katie Frost and also Jacqueline last season, which is Mia's friend, and I put emphasis on friend because when are they ever really friends? They have come to support Wendy. I will say that. So they've backed her up. Okay. Let me know what y'all think down below about Potomac so far this season. Do you guys think that Stacey is being bullied? What do you guys think about that whole storyline? Because some may say that she's being bullied, you guys. And also, what do you guys think should be Wendy's next move? Should she leave the show? Should she stay? I do think she should stay. I think she needs the money. So I don't think her leaving would be smart. Speaking of somebody not leaving, Rollie. Let's talk about the Rollie interview with Jason Lee. Okay. First of all, you could tell Jason Lee don't watch baddies. No shade at Jason Lee. You could tell he don't watch baddies. You could tell he don't really care for baddies. He kind of diss baddies throughout the whole interview, if we're going to be honest. I kind of wish that he asked a little bit more detailed interview. Jason Lee has done great interviews. I've watched his interviews prior. I've talked about it on this channel. He has done great interviews in the past, but I just don't think he did his due diligence and finding out detailed information about Rollie, because at the end of the interview, I still found myself having a lot of questions in regards to asking Rollie. Y'all probably gonna say, oh, you should interview Rollie. No shade. I don't think she likes me, one, if she even remembers who the fuck I am. And two, her fee probably is astronomical after interviewing with a Jason Lee, which no shade, I'm not willing to pay for. So with this interview, though, there's some stuff that I had I still had questions for about the end of the interview, such as like when it comes to the whole boyfriend exposing her. I would have wanted to know some of the stuff that he was saying. I would read it out loud. Are they true? When it comes to Natalie and stuff like that, her in regards to relationship with some of the specific baddies, especially like a Scotty, I would have wanted to know about that. I also would have wanted to know a lot more in regards to her surgery. I don't think enough was asked in regards to that. I also would have wanted to know in regards to her show that she promoted on social media. I wanted to know about that. I would also wanted to know her working with other networks, because with that show, it seemed like it was going to be on the other network. I wanted to know about that. I'm just saying, it wasn't a bad interview, don't get me wrong, but I just feel as if it could have been better. So there is that. During this interview, guys, Rollie talked about how production called her CEO baddie, and she also teased about her leaving and wanting to leave. But then we see the Baddies USA cast. Rollie, stop saying you leaving at this point. Just shut up. Just keep getting the money. That's like me coming on here saying, y'all, I think I'm finna quit YouTube. And then y'all see me upload the next day. I'm not finna do that. Girl, if I'm not leaving, I ain't saying shit. You should know better than to do that, Rollie. You too grown for all that stuff. Like, you too old for that. That's like going to a job talking about you quitting every day, but you the first one there clocking and punching the clock. Girl, bye. You not going nowhere. They increase that check every season. And at this point, she's probably getting paid like close to $500K or more. So who would want to walk away from something like that? I'm just saying, especially when you don't have to put in that much work. If we're really going to be honest, Rollie, it's not like you're having a fist fight and you got ops coming on the show left and right, 6 of them at, like, you know what I'm saying? You're not no Dolly out here now. Dolly over here injure herself every season to keep the check. You don't even got to lift a finger. You fighting weaklings like a LCK from Hawaii and Russian cream. Girl, they ain't got no twerk for you. You swing them around and call it a day. Like, come on now. That's why when she says she's quitting, I laugh. Because you're never quitting. Throughout this interview, she did talk about her beef with Tommie. She detailed the scars and stuff she had to go through. Basically, she says she's left with a permanent scar that she doesn't even know if she could tattoo over it, because it bubbles up. Like, Tommie, I don't know if I would have been able to forgive Tommie, because you would have had me fucked up. Like, a permanent scar goes crazy. Like, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you don't even get like, a scar that could maybe get faded away by some cream. It's a whole permanent mark. I don't know if I'd be able to forgive her. Okay. Also, let's get to her and Natalie versus the CEO thing. Okay. I feel as if Rollie did a great job this season. Like her or not, she did what Natalie's supposed to do. She was there facilitating stuff, facilitating beefs, getting in the midst of it. She did instigate a little bit. Don't get me wrong, but that's what producers do. They start drama, they instigate stuff sometimes. I think she did a great job. When it comes to Natalie and her, the girls respect her. The girls listen to Rollie. They don't try her, except for the few that did. But that's really because Rollie started with them. Like, let's keep it a buck. Russian Cream would have never had the nerve. As much shit that apparently, from what the girls was telling me about, that she was talking shit. behind Rollie's back. She would have dared never step up to fight Rollie had Rollie not tried her first. Let's keep it about like on the bus, like when if she didn't do the whispering thing and all that and said outside, they would have never fought. That's one. And two, LCK would have never said, I don't care and slap me, bitch, outside if Rollie didn't say that she was her least favorite baddie. So besides that, none of the girls ever really tried Rollie, and it's out of respect. Maybe it's a little bit out of fear, but oh well, it works. And you need that when on a show like this because that way you could control the cast and you're able to control the situations around. So that's why to me, Rollie would be better as a baddie CEO. And to me, Natalie's trying to fight for this whole baddie CEO thing while Lemmy owns the show. You don't own the show. If you look up the copyright for it, it's Zeus's, it's Lemmy's. So it's like, to me, if I was Natalie, I'm fighting for the ownership of the show. Fuck the CEO position. How about that? I don't want to be on camera. I want to own the rights to it and have my feet up, propped up, sitting somewhere, looking through emails while y'all filming stressed out. That's what I want to do. So Natalie to me is fighting for the wrong thing. That's why she posted on social media. She said she wants 100 million to buy out of her contract so she could get out. That means you don't own it. Like what? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I think Natalie needs to focus on bigger things in regards to ownership versus being on camera and being the lit girl. Because you already are the lit girl. The problem that I've always had with Natalie, I feel like she's always trying to prove to us that she's that girl. Natalie, we know you're that girl. You don't have to remind us. You don't even have to come out any more songs. You're going to always be that bitch. You're the only bitch that's on reality TV right now that's been on there for decades. There is no more proving. You've already done that. We know that. We know you run LA. You got the feet to prove it. You get what I'm saying? La Cienega Boulevard as feet all across the stomping yards. So there's no proving that. And I think that's what really frustrated with Natalie. And I feel like a little bit of it comes from jealousy too. When it comes to Rollie, I think she's a little bit jealous of Natalie because Natalie's music career has surpassed her massively. I cannot turn on Instagram without hearing do what I want. Let's keep it a buck. Like Natalie or not, I could do what I want. It's to pick up in the truck, pick up in the back. I pick her in the front and I pick her in the back and I pick her in the Bishop. And let me stop. You feel me? Like, come on now. So it's like that to me comes from a little bit of jealousy. Rollie has to admit that and be honest with herself. I'm a little jealous. That's it. Okay. Y'all know what's crazy about interviews, y'all. I'm gonna tell some tea. That K Rican interview, y'all. I came up with those questions the same day, bitch. That's why that interview wasn't the strongest LCK from Hawaii. I had 24 hours, bitch, to come up with those interview questions. I was stressed out. Okay. Her team reached out back to me literally that day, say, oh, she could do it tonight. And I didn't want to be like, oh, can we do it such and such day? Because it was already hard getting in contact. So I said, oh, shoot, let me just do it. Man, that day, that hour and 30-minute interview I saw, I came up with that less than 24 hours. So interviews are not piece of cake, people as people think. At least the good ones are. Jason Lee would know, like, at least good ones are. They actually do take time. He has a team to actually prepare questions and stuff for him like that, which is a big, big blessing because it really isn't easy, especially if you want to do like quality work like he does, because it does take time. Because I've been seeing some people do interviews and stuff, and like you could tell they coming up with the questions off the top of their head, and I'm like, girl, like there's shade. Should you really be doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, do something else because this ain't it, Bookabot. You know what I'm saying? The interview was good for the most part. Also, she talked about the people and stuff that she's been with. Oh, also, I talked about some of my after show, Rollie. She shaded people that she's done interviews with. Fuck you. How about that? Okay. Talking about it was asking some of the same stuff. Rollie, your Wi-Fi was not the T for a virtual interview. No shade. Over there talking. Please. It was stuttering and jittering around. And it's been a known thing with you, Rollie. So don't even try it. Over there with that Cricket Mobile. Anyways, she talked about like her sexuality and stuff that she's been with. She even on one point revealed she's a swinger. She used to be a swinger and swing up out the roofs and all that. So that I found very interesting. Okay, because I'm like, damn, Rollie, you've been through it. Okay, she talked about her weak spot, which is her child, and how people sort of use that in order to kind of get over on her. I didn't like how she misquoted Diamond because Diamond ain't say all that now. All she said was go smoke with your son. That's all she said. No, she said go worry about your son and you smoking with him online. That's all she said. You know what I'm saying? She didn't say don't post on your underage kid that you be smoking with and doing all that nasty. At least she didn't say all that now. Now, Tommie has then commented on the post and said, all jokes aside, it would be raw to get a Tommie tat over. Tommie, go to hell. Like, what? After you done put a permanent scar, you joking about it. That's the stuff that be getting Tommie slid, okay? Now, let's talk the Braxtons. Trina Braxton, you should be ashamed of yourself, okay? Everything that you're about, you don't even deserve the clout at the moment because how dare you? So she recently went live and she responded to a comment about somebody asking about her niece and the allegations against her niece, who was at the time underage, and alleged that she had some dealings with one of her aunt's husband, and the husband allegedly had some dealings with her at the time she was a minor, allegedly. Now he's no longer alive. She decided to respond in regards to the whole situation and basically feels as if people that are not alive shouldn't have to be able to speak their sides of the story, which, by the way, she was a minor. You know how she was a fairy, bitch, she was a baby. What the fuck? What do you mean? There is no size when a minor is involved. I'm confused. This is why Tamar, as much as she gets on my nerves, I can tell she's much like me. One of the only people in a family that will speak the fucking truth and not sugarcoat the shit.
For real, 100% forget what Ice Ice Republic says, for real. Okay, I'm going to say this. I cannot negate anyone's feelings in any way, shape, or form. Right. And I will say this. I think that you can never put a time limit on someone's feelings, their emotions, or even their version of what the truth may be to them. But I do wish that the people that were spoken about were able to tell their own version of their story, of their truth, because they're no longer with us.
Yeah, because they're dead.
And that's not always fair. It's not always fair. And people have to talk about things when they're ready to talk about them. And yes, you guys are loud, Caleb.
You're loud as hell out there.
I just don't get how you could say something like that. He's not alive, don't get me wrong, but you could have said, I don't think you could have said like he's deceased at this point, but at the end of the day, she was a minor and I have to take her word for it. Boom. Because when it comes to minor, there is no other side. Now, kids do lie, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, for her to publicly come out and say something like this, especially when he's no longer alive, what does that do for her? Because it doesn't make her, to me, it doesn't make her look any better. It doesn't make her look as if, she's a champion in this. It kind of shames her a little bit because she's revealing something that many may not be proud enough to even speak out about. So I just don't get how you could defend something like this. About, like, what? To me, Tamar has all rights to speak about stuff like this. At the end of the day, she's creating a voice for that niece who's not on the show. I hate watching the seasons of the Braxtons because I do watch the Braxtons, y'all. I may not talk about it a lot on this channel, but I do watch it. She's creating a voice for people, for her, who's not going to be on the show, maybe appearing, but that way she could speak for her and give a light to a situation like this. Because this is something that happens a lot in the Black family that pisses me off. You have stuff like this that happen and they'll tell the kid to shut up or be quiet or don't talk about it. But the moment a gay person comes out of the family, they're exiled or they kick the fuck out. But this is kept hush, hush, quiet, quiet. Shh, we don't talk about it. Why? That's what's wrong with us Black people. We don't talk about stuff like this. We sweep it to the side and we act like we don't see it's happening until it gets worse. Y'all remember that case of that young girl with that light-skinned ugly man? I forget his name. ugly, light-skinned man he has like long hair, and what he was doing to that young girl, and they kept it secrets for all this time, and some of the family knew. Because guess what? Nobody was talking. Everybody shh. Everybody shh. That's what's problem. That shh is the biggest problem with the Black community. We keep quiet about shit that we really shouldn't. Okay? So shame on you, Trina Braxton. I mean, damn. You could have just not replied back to the comment. If I were you, I wouldn't have said that, Daniel. If I know how I feel about a situation, it may not be the most liked, and it made me look crazy, I'm shutting the fuck up. You're a public figure. Anyways, y'all, speaking more of what's wrong with the Black community, Mama Dee and Scrappy did a podcast where she was being a little bit braggadocious about how she had young strippers around for his 14th birthday.
But you enjoyed it because you got service for free. For free, that free
The
money.
perks
Tell
of the
them
family business.
for your birthday. And I
Oh,
tell the truth.
oh,
What's she doing?
I think I was 14 or
Yeah.
something like that, and she so I had a full-blown party, and we in the hood, like
Right. Okay.
full-blown. Everybody came because they, we popular in the hood, you know what I
And
mean?
then I had the
So
whole.
look, she had the whole.
And
So
so-
hold on, man.
Okay, go ahead. You tell.
Man, I'm gonna say, hey, come on, let's get it started.
Blew the whistle.
Boom.
Put the girls out. How about they went and got their parents?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cause we had
the
nah,
little girls.
my mama had.
Now the young teenage
my
girls.
mama had strippers in there
Yeah.
for my 14th
Got
birthday.
rid of the school girls and brought the real ladies in. The grown women.
The grown women. And
'Cause
everybody came back. Everybody.
You know what? There's always one person in a room full of people that's ignorant, that got some sense, and it's that lady right there, the shade. She's wanting to tell them, please don't talk about this in this time frame right now, in this day and age. It's all over her face. Like, shh, stop while you're ahead.
Everybody came back to the door. All the mamas came back. Like, hold on.
Come get me. I stood my ground 10 toes
Yeah,
down.
she was like, yeah, this my house though.
It's my house. We're going to my house. Going to my
If you got a son in here that don't need to be in here, please take him out.
Please call him out.
But
We need to get up out of here.
But yeah, we gonna do.
We doing some things. Cause no,
and then look,
nothing
and then when
wrong
she
with the
left, all the girls came back, and we continued the party.
Yeah, and that's how we
You
did.
feel me?
Yeah.
Hey,
For my 14th birthday party.
that's a hell of a party.
I ain't even know that was
birthday
going.
party story.
I wasn't even looking,
Bro,
bro. I wasn't even looking for nothing like that, bro. I was sitting there like the whole time, like strippers. I'm like, cause this is like when I
but
when I look back,
was
nah,
at Chuck E. Cheese.
but look though, bro. I look back at it though. That was traumatizing. That was traumatizing.
After therapy,
This is another thing that's wrong with the Black community, because you're forcing your child in over sexualized situations, which I don't think any child should be forced in any sexual situation, whether it be gay or straight. In regards to a kid, let them be a kid. You shouldn't be forcing a girl on them or a boy on them. It doesn't matter. That's how I feel about it. In regards to gay or straight, there's certain things a child shouldn't see sexual both ways. That's how I've always agreed with that. I don't care what it is. I feel like you should just let a kid be a kid, because they end up turning out not the best because of stuff like that. Because that situation literally shaped how Scrappy sees and views women. And that's why he's had so many relationship problems in the past, because that lack of respect was missing, because he's seen stuff like that so young. So it all starts when you're a kid. And Mama Dee, stop doing interviews in regards to stuff like that. You shouldn't even bring up no shit like that. Ain't that a little embarrassing too? Like, we know Mama Dee used to be a pimp and all that, but we've heard the story before lightly. We don't need it, regurgitate it over and over and over again as if it just happened a week ago. Like, oh my God, Mama Dee, save us the time and the trauma, okay? Now, Ray J, you guys, has been seen out and about with. They haven't confirmed the relationship, you guys. Love Cabin just dropped, and we're already getting tea. Okay, Sheila, you guys. Okay, Sheila, her, Big Sheila, aka Kim Bardashian. We're gonna call her Kim Bardashian because she looked like a mix of Kim with a little bit of Barty gang. Okay, they've been seen out and about. They were at a basketball game. A whole sorts of stuff, chilling and some more stuff. And to me, this further confirms from the episode that we seen that Ray wanted Sheila the whole time and didn't even want John the Don to really get with him like that. So Ray, you could have been a cast member. If you wanted to be a cast member, you could have just said that. You're over here, playing coy when you want to be a cast. That is crazy. I find that to be very messy. Shame on y'all, Zeus. Y'all could have gave Tia the hosting spot and gave her a raise. Sheila, though, I see what you're doing. Okay? I see what you're doing.
Song of the year.
But once again, they could all just be friends. Okay? Ray does have a lot of friends. All right. So it looks as if the Twitch's CEO has been talking about the Mount Rushmore. He's seen in the clip talking about it. And you have people asking him in this clip, do you think Kai Cenat or Speedy should be named in the Mount Rushmore? Once again, Kai just recently hit 1 million subscribers on Twitch. Let me tell you guys how Twitch works, because I am on Twitch. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Kid No Shade. Follow and subscribe if you're not. We're going to be live Monday night, okay? I'm recording this a little bit earlier, but I don't know when I'm gonna drop it. I'm going to be live Monday night, okay? I'm on Twitch, right? And I have 2,200 some followers. Followers and subscribers are two different things. Subscribers are how much people are paying on a monthly basis to watch you without ads. Followers, they're clicking and they have a Twitch account, and your videos are going to come up, which you get paid through views as well. That's why Twitch streamers get a lot of money, because they get paid. I'm going to break it down to you. This free game. Twitch users get paid through viewership and subscribers, right? So he hit 1 million. To hit 1 million subscribers on Twitch is no easy feat. That's 1 million people giving up their coin for him. So it's for the CEO to not say he doesn't belong like on the Mount Rushmore is crazy.
You kind of probably should be more historical.
Yeah.
In other words, Kai is big now, but arguably it's like, now he asked me, so I had to put him on there. But arguably it's like, look, you're great, but you can't be on the Mount Rushmore yet.
See, I put it should be Speed, Kai, Queso.
Right.
When there's like so.
Well, initially when I was doing it, because of course part of it is you just don't remember people. And initially I mentioned Speed, and then I was like, oh no, and I swapped Speed out for Queso.
Yeah.
Okay. But of course, all the idiots on say you kind of.
Mount Rushmore streamers. Your personal.
Ooh. Mount
Your opinion.
Rushmore streamers. So now, because you have to go back in time, right?
Okay.
So obviously Kai's there. Right? And if you're going to Mount Rushmore streamers, obviously I think Ninja.
Okay.
Has to be there, right?
Yep.
Those are two easy ones.
Hey, you kind of. It probably should be more.
I just feel as if he shouldn't negate the credit that he has done and the work he's done for Twitch. Don't get me wrong, there's been people on Twitch before Kai Cenat, but to me, Kai Cenat has taken the platform and has ran with it, because the amount of celebrity appearances we have gotten on Twitch have been probably increasingly more than we have gotten on any other platform, if we're going to be honest. Let's keep it a buck. This man has had Mariah Carey, everybody just running through his streams, that some people that we haven't even seen on other social media platform in months, years, and they've come on his show. So I don't know. I just feel like that's a little shady, to be honest. And if you didn't feel that, you shouldn't have said it to his face. Like, damn, nigga. Let me know what y'all think down below about all this, and we out, baby.